All right, Cowboys Nation, listen up because we need to talk about what's happening in Dallas right now. There's a serious shift going on with this team, and at the center of it all is Dak Prescott, who's playing like a man on a mission. You can feel it in every throw, every read, every time he steps up in the pocket. This is not just a hot streak. This is the best version of Dak we've seen in years. He's got 16 touchdowns already this season, only 3 interceptions, and he's sitting second in the entire league in passing yards. That's elite company, and the crazy part is he's been getting better week after week. The only guy with more touchdowns at the moment is Matthew Stafford, and Dak's right there breathing down his neck. When you watch him play lately, you can tell he's completely locked in. The command at the line of scrimmage, the way he's spreading the ball around, hitting tight windows, and staying poised under pressure. This is quarterbacking at the highest level. His first down rate is sitting around 35%, which is massive. He's stacking explosive plays, leading drives that just chew up defenses. And get this, 4 straight games with at least 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's a streak matched only by Hall of Famers like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Tom Brady. When your name gets mentioned with that group, you're doing something special. Even C.D. Lamb came out and said it. The noise has gone quiet. All that criticism that always seems to hover around Dak. Suddenly it's gone. People are realizing again just how good he is. But of course, being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys means you're never fully safe from the critics. One bad game, and they come crawling out again. But for now, there's silence, and that's usually a sign you're doing something right. Lamb's right, though. The expectations for this position on this team are unreal. Every mistake gets magnified. Every throw gets dissected. Dak's handling that pressure better than ever. Now, what blows my mind is that even with the numbers he's putting up, he's still only around 10th in MVP odds right now. 10th. That's insane. He's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football, but the voters still can't seem to look past wins and losses. I mean, how is Jordan Love sitting above Dak in the MVP race? Be serious. The only reason anyone could justify that is because Love's team happens to have a slightly better record. That's not how it should work. The MVP should be about who's playing the best football, period. And right now, Dak is absolutely in that conversation. The guy's carrying the offense, making every player around him better, and showing leadership that goes way beyond the stat sheet. While Dak's on fire, the Cowboys got some other good news coming out of the Star. DeMarvion Overshown is finally on his way back. The rookie linebacker tweeted out a little teaser, something about T-minus 21, and now we know what that means. His 21-day practice window officially opens on Wednesday. That's the countdown for him to return to the active roster, and man, the timing couldn't be better. The defense has been good, but getting Overshown back adds even more energy and speed to that unit. It looks like the plan is to let him practice through that entire window and have him ready for the Monday night football game against the Las Vegas Raiders after the bye week. That could be a perfect return spot. And Overshown isn't the only reinforcement coming back. Cooper Beebe, the rookie center, is also set to return from that high ankle sprain. He's been grinding through rehab, and there's a real chance he could see action as early as this weekend, depending on how his ankle responds. Then there's Savion Revel, the young cornerback, who's finally getting his practice window opened up too after dealing with that setback in training camp. So yeah, help is on the way, and the timing couldn't be better as the Cowboys start to push deeper into the season. On the injury front, there was some concern about Kenny Clark during the game, but he seems to have dodged a bullet. He left the field for a bit, came back, actually ended up playing really well down the stretch. The box score doesn't show much, but if you look at the tape or even check out the pressure stats, he led the team with 5 pressures according to PFF. He was constantly in the quarterback's face, disrupting plays, forcing bad throws, and helping set the tone up front. The Cowboys' run defense and pass rush both looked sharper with him out there, and it's good to see that bounce back after a couple of rough outings. And you know what else changed? The defense itself. Dallas made 2 big adjustments that absolutely worked. More man coverage and more blitzing. Finally, it's something fans have been screaming about for weeks, and it seems like the coaching staff finally listened. In Week 7, the Cowboys blitzed nearly 38% of the time, way up from their usual rate around 20%. And it paid off big time. The pressure got home, the secondary held up, and the whole defense looked more aggressive. Even more interesting, their man coverage rate shot up too. They went from one of the lowest in the league to nearly 50% man coverage against the Commanders. And for most of the game, it was even higher before they eased up in the fourth quarter. The results? Opposing quarterbacks threw for way fewer yards. Dallas got more sacks in man than they did in zone, and there were no touchdowns allowed when they were locking guys up one-on-one. That's how you want to see a defense play. Fast, confident, and dictating the tempo instead of reacting. JV and Clowney deserve a shout-out for sure. He had his best game yet since joining Dallas. In just 26 snaps, he racked up 5 tackles, a sack, batted down a couple of passes, and even recovered a fumble. His pressure rate was through the roof. You could tell he's finally getting his legs under him after joining the team mid-season. He said himself that it took a little time to get back in a full football shape, but now he feels good, and it shows. This was vintage Clowney, disruptive, physical, and playing with real energy. When you look at that defensive end rotation, it's starting to make sense. Clowney and Sam Williams are looking like the go-to guys on early downs, especially since the coaches aren't thrilled about using James Houston in that role. Then you can rotate Dante Fowler and Houston as your pass rush specialists. That's a solid mix of power, speed, and experience that can really keep offensive lines guessing. Switching back to offense, George Pickens deserves a little love too. The man has been an absolute weapon this season. He leads the entire NFL in defensive pass interference yards drawn, 116 so far. Every week he's either making big catches or forcing corners into panic mode and drawing flags. If you combine his receiving yards with those penalty yards, he's sitting around 728 total impact yards. That's elite production, and it shows how much of a game changer he's become for Dallas. This is why I don't buy into the whole, maybe don't pay him yet talk that's floating around. That makes zero sense. The Cowboys have gotten everything they could have possibly wanted from Pickens, on the field and off it. He's producing like a star, fitting perfectly alongside CeeDee Lamb, and giving Dak Prescott exactly the kind of dynamic receiver duo he needs. People say it's a good problem when a player becomes expensive because of how well they perform. To me, that's not a problem at all. It's a sign you've built something worth keeping. Dallas has the cap space this offseason. Just get the deal done, lock him up long-term, and keep this offense cooking. And before we wrap this up, let's talk about Brandon Aubrey, the alien among kickers. This guy keeps breaking records like it's nothing. He already holds the record for the most field goals of 60 yards or more in NFL history, and he's only been in the league for 3 years. It's wild. There was even a moment in the last game where Dallas had the ball near midfield, and I was sitting there thinking, come on, let him try from 67. But they didn't. Still, you can't help but feel like if they gave him that shot, he'd make it. The confidence, the leg strength, he's just different. The Cowboys are clicking in so many ways right now. Dak's on fire, the defense is finding its rhythm, injured players are coming back, and even special teams are setting records. It feels like the team is finally syncing up at the right time, and if they can keep this energy rolling into the next few weeks, they're going to be a serious problem for the rest of the league. Now here's where things start to get really interesting, because this version of the Cowboys isn't just finding ways to win games. They're learning how to dominate in every phase. You can feel a different energy around this group, like they've finally figured out who they are and how to play to their strengths. Dak Prescott is setting the tone, but everyone's feeding off it. You can see it in the way the receivers run their routes sharper, the offensive line holds longer, the defense hits harder. It's contagious. When your quarterback is playing like that, it changes everything. There's a rhythm to this offense right now that we haven't seen in a while. The timing between Dak and his receivers looks effortless. CeeDee Lamb has taken his game to another level, becoming that true number one receiver the Cowboys always believed he could be. His connection with Dak is pure chemistry. Back shoulder throws, timing routes, deep posts, it's all there. And then George Pickens brings that physical edge, the guy who can go up and make contested catches, draw penalties, and bring fire to the offense. Together, they're giving defenses nightmares. You can double one, but you can't double both, and that's what's opening everything up for the rest of the team. The run game, while not perfect, is starting to find balance. Tony Pollard's been grinding for every yard, and even though he hasn't broken off as many long runs as last year, he's doing the dirty work. The Cowboys are using him smarter, mixing in plays that get him involved in the passing game too. And that's where this offense is most dangerous, when Dak's spreading it around, keeping defenses guessing, and turning every down into a chance to strike. The play action has become deadly again because teams have to respect the run, and that opens up the middle of the field for those tight window completions that Dak loves to throw. But the real story of the last few weeks is how the defense has evolved. Dan Quinn and his staff clearly decided to crank up the aggression, and it's paying off. More blitzes, more man coverage, and more trust in their corners to win one-on-one. You could see it against the Commanders. The defense was flying around, playing with swagger. The pass rush looked like it woke up. Micah Parsons continues to be a monster off the edge, but the beauty of what Quinn's doing now is how he's moving guys around. One play Parsons is on the edge, the next he's standing up in the middle, then he's dropping back to confuse the protection. It's chaos for opposing quarterbacks. The Cowboys' secondary also looked sharper with that added pressure. Stephon Gilmore's veteran presence has been huge, helping stabilize things and mentor the younger guys, while Darren Bland just keeps proving he's one of the most underrated corners in the league. The man's instincts are unreal. That pick six he had last week. Perfect read, perfect timing, and that's exactly what happens when the pass rush and the coverage work together. It's the kind of complementary football that makes championship defenses. And speaking of that, Kenny Clark's resurgence couldn't have come at a better time. He's anchoring the middle again, eating up double teams, and freeing up the linebackers to roam and make plays. You can tell the Cowboys' run defense has tightened up, and a lot of that starts with him winning his matchups inside. When you've got that kind of interior disruption, everything else falls into place. The linebackers fill gaps faster, the safeties can cheat up a little more, and the whole defense plays faster. Then you add in a veteran like Jadeveon Clowney, finally finding his groove, and suddenly this front looks deep again. His motor, when he's locked in, changes the tone at the line of scrimmage. You saw him batting down passes, getting after the quarterback, just being disruptive. That's what Dallas needs, depth and versatility. Clowney's energy combined with Parsons' explosiveness and Lawrence's consistency gives the Cowboys a three-headed monster that can ruin any offensive line's day. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers are swirling around the NFL world, and if the rumors prove true, Dallas Cowboys fans might be in for a seismic shakeup on the defensive front. Word on the street is that Shaquil Barrett, the veteran pass-rushing dynamo, is reportedly making his way to Dallas. While the team has yet to confirm officially, insiders suggest the Cowboys are eyeing Barrett to ignite their pass rush and bring the kind of edge that can change games in an instant. Barrett, known for his relentless pursuit and uncanny ability to disrupt quarterbacks, has spent his career carving out a reputation as one of the league's most feared edge rushers. Cowboys faithful have longed for a true difference maker on the defensive line, and Barrett's name has been on the radar for months. Sources close to the locker room hint that Dallas front office has been in intense talks with a linebacker, seeking a player who not only brings sacks, but also experience, leadership, and the swagger that comes with a proven NFL star. The buzz around Barrett's potential arrival is already palpable. Social media has erupted with speculation, fan forums are ablaze, and local sports shows are dissecting every possible scenario. Analysts are theorizing how the veteran could fit alongside Micah Parsons, creating a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. With Barrett in the mix, Dallas defensive schemes could take on a more aggressive, high-pressure identity, something they have lacked at times in recent seasons. Yet, as with all rumors, caution is advised. Barrett's reported move has yet to be cemented with paperwork, and insiders warn that negotiations can shift rapidly in the NFL world. Still, if the whispers hold water, Cowboys Nation could be witnessing the birth of a fearsome new defensive duo. Imagine Barrett and Parsons wreaking havoc off the edge turning the once predictable Cowboys pass rush into one of the league's most lethal weapons. For now, fans will have to ride the wave of speculation, imagining the highlight reels, the game-changing sacks, and the roar of the crowd as Barrett storms onto the field in star-studded Dallas blue. If this rumor comes true, the Cowboys might not just chase victories. They could dominate the NFC with an edge rush that strikes fear into every quarterback daring to drop back against them. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.